There's something mysterious about the way INFJs seem to age. Time passes, responsibilities increase, life delivers its blows, but somehow they manage to move through it all with a kind of ageless glow as the years go by. People often mistake them for being younger than they actually are, not only in appearance, but in energy, curiosity, and emotional radiance. It's not vanity or denial that keeps them youthful. It's the strange alchemy of their mind, heart, and spirit that seem to defy the ordinary passage of time. Their secret lies partly in the way they process life. Unlike most people who are swept along by chaos, they tend to pause, reflect, and search for meaning in even the smallest moments. This deep introspection becomes a kind of emotional detox. When others bottle up stress, the INFJ turns inward to understand it, to learn from it, and then to release it. Over time, this habit of inner renewal keeps them from being eroded by bitterness or cynicism. They don't cling to the past, they transmute it. And that emotional lightness, born from years of self-examination, gives them a youthful presence that radiates from within. They are also deeply connected to creativity and imagination. Even as they grow older, their inner world remains vivid and alive. They are dreamers, storytellers, and idealists, people who can see wonder in ordinary things. This sense of childlike never really leaves them. While others grow jaded and practical, the INFJ keeps that spark of curiosity that once made them stare at clouds or find beauty in rain. Their imagination refuses to age, and because of that, neither do they. There's a vibrancy in the INFJ soul that makes them glow with quiet enthusiasm. If you want to truly understand yourself and unlock your full potential as an INFJ, check out the INFJ Playbook today. The link is in the description of this video. INFJs are intuitive empaths. They can feel when a space or relationship drains them. This awareness often drives them to protect their peace, sometimes even retreating from toxic environments or people. It may take years of painful lessons, but once they learn the importance of boundaries, they begin to glow differently. By choosing serenity over chaos, stillness over noise, and authenticity over pretense, they allow their inner equilibrium to restore itself again and again. That kind of peace shows up physically. Soft eyes, relaxed features, a gentle smile that seems to have seen storms and survived them gracefully. Spiritually, INFJs live with a deep awareness that everything is connected. Their faith, whatever form it takes, isn't built on fear but on understanding. They are seekers of truth, often feeling like old souls in young bodies. But ironically, that spiritual wisdom gives them a youthful energy. Because they understand impermanence, they don't cling as tightly to material illusions. Because they believe in the purpose of every phase, they let life flow through them rather than resist it. It's that surrender that makes them timeless, aging in years but glowing with something unnameable, something that can't be measured by time or decay. INFJs also tend to heal others as they heal themselves. They are natural nurturers, yet when they finally learn to give themselves the same compassion they give everyone else, they transform. Their aura softens. Their laughter becomes fuller, their eyes more alive. They carry a serenity that feels both ancient and new. When they speak, it's as if they've distilled decades of experience into gentle wisdom. Yet they remain playful, quick to smile, and open to rediscovering the world. That blend of maturity and freshness, of soul depth wrapped in youthful expression, creates the illusion that they are aging backward. There's something about solitude that also keeps them youthful. When they withdraw, they're not escaping life, but recharging in it. Alone time is their elixir, where they dream, create, reflect, and shed layers of exhaustion. It's in their quiet moments that they rebuild their light. Each retreat becomes a rebirth. So, while others burn out in constant social exposure, the INFJ learns to preserve their essence by stepping back. And when they return to the world, they bring with them a renewed vitality that surprises everyone. Because they are so tuned to the emotional frequencies of others, INFJs often develop a deep compassion that softens their being. This compassion reflects in their eyes, their tone, and their presence. It's the kind of beauty that doesn't fade but deepens. They see people, truly see them, and in doing so, they embody a rare humanity that feels eternal. That's why even when wrinkles form and hair grays, their energy remains gentle and magnetic. There's an agelessness in their empathy, a light that outlasts the body's aging. INFJs rarely let suffering turn them cold. Instead, they transform their wounds into art, poetry, philosophy, or acts of kindness. They alchemize sorrow into meaning. Over time, that act of turning pain into beauty purifies them, keeping them emotionally supple rather than hardened. It's the opposite of what happens to most people, where trauma calcifies the heart. The INFJ heart, instead, becomes more open, more radiant, more alive. They live as if each scar was a reminder of their resilience, and that gives them the glow of someone who has lived deeply yet chosen peace. Their inner world is so rich, so alive, that it nourishes them like an endless spring. While the world outside might crumble, their imagination stays fertile. They find music in silence, meaning in chaos, and lessons in loss. That ability to reinterpret life keeps them mentally and emotionally young. For them, growth never stops, learning never ends. They reinvent themselves quietly, constantly, beautifully. As they go through life, they start to align more closely with their true essence, peeling away the masks they once wore to fit into a world that often misunderstood them. This authenticity itself becomes a kind of rejuvenation. Pretending is exhausting, but truth, living, breathing truth, has a liberating effect. When the INFJ finally embraces who they are without apology, their entire energy shifts. Their body language softens. Their eyes regain sparkle. Their presence feels lighter. The tension that once aged them begins to dissolve, and what emerges is a person who glows not because they're trying to, but because they are finally free. There's also the way INFJs tend to maintain a deep sense of purpose throughout their lives. Purpose gives them vitality. Many people lose direction as they age, but the INFJ always seems to be chasing some invisible light, something noble, meaningful, or transformative. Whether it's mentoring someone younger, writing something that heals, or creating art that speaks to the soul, they are always contributing to something larger than themselves. Purpose has a way of keeping the human spirit young. It infuses the days with meaning, and meaning nourishes life. The INFJ's passion doesn't wither. It evolves, matures, and deepens, giving them a kind of youthful persistence that outlasts decades. Their natural empathy also teaches them the art of forgiveness, and that, too, slows the erosion of time. INFJs understand how heavy grudges can become. They've carried them before. But as they grow, they learn to release resentment, not for others but for themselves. Each act of forgiveness unclenches the soul. It removes the hardness that ages the heart and the bitterness that drains the spirit. A forgiving INFJ is like clear water, unburdened, reflective, endlessly renewed. Their lightness of heart translates physically, their energy becoming radiant in ways that no skincare or ritual could ever replicate. They also tend to stay connected to the arts, to beauty, to things that make the world feel alive. They notice the way sunlight filters through leaves, the sound of laughter echoing in an empty street, the subtle rhythm of rain on rooftops. These small, poetic observations keep their senses awake. To the INFJ, beauty isn't something you outgrow. It's something you learn to see more deeply with time. This continuous sensitivity to wonder prevents their soul from growing dull or gray. Even in their later years, they can marvel like a child, love like a poet, and dream like a visionary. They're emotionally adaptable. While many personalities harden over time, building walls to protect themselves from disappointment, the INFJ learns to bend without breaking. They adapt, grow, and reinvent their inner world. They can experience devastating heartbreak and still believe in love. They can lose their way and still trust that meaning exists somewhere ahead. This elasticity of spirit prevents stagnation. It keeps them mentally fluid, emotionally resilient, and spiritually alive. Their youth isn't frozen in denial. It's preserved through the art of continuous renewal. They're very compassionate. As they age, INFJs often become gentler, more patient, and more accepting of imperfection. Their compassion expands, not just for people, but for the entire spectrum of life. They stop fighting the world and start understanding it. And this shift creates a calm that feels youthful in its serenity. You can see it in their faces, the absence of bitterness, the quiet confidence that radiates peace. It's as though they found a rhythm that flows with life instead of resisting it, and that rhythm keeps them perpetually in motion, never stuck, never old in spirit. INFJs also hold onto their sense of humor, though it's often subtle and layered. Their humor matures into wit, empathy, and irony softened by kindness. Laughter, to them, is medicine. It lightens the heart and clears away the heaviness that life inevitably brings. They learn to laugh at themselves, at their past idealism, at the beautiful chaos of being human. That laughter is not the loud kind. It's the quiet, genuine kind that glows from within. It makes their presence warm and alive. You can tell an INFJ who has made peace with life because they smile not with their lips alone, but with their entire being. They never stop believing in transformation. They don't see personal growth as something reserved for youth. They see it as a lifelong unfolding. They are constantly shedding old skins, confronting outdated beliefs, and evolving into truer versions of themselves. This continuous evolution makes them feel fresh and renewed at every stage of life. While others settle into stagnation, the INFJ remains a student of existence, forever learning, forever adapting, forever becoming. And it is this state of becoming that keeps them ageless. As they grow older, their aura begins to change. There's a kind of still, magnetic energy that surrounds them, something calm, yet captivating, as if time itself pauses in their presence. This is not merely charisma. It's the cumulative effect of years spent in deep alignment with their soul. The INFJ's inner world has been refined through reflection, solitude, compassion, and love. By this stage, their inner light burns so steadily that it spills outward, softening their features and illuminating their eyes. You can feel it before you even notice it. This invisible radiance makes them seem ageless, as though life's storms have polished them instead of worn them down. Part of this radiance comes from the INFJ's rare capacity for inner acceptance. As they mature, they begin to make peace with every version of themselves, the wounded child, the misunderstood teenager, the idealistic dreamer, the overgiving adult. They no longer reject their past, they integrate it. This integration brings harmony to the psyche, and harmony always reflects outwardly. Their mind stops warring with itself, and that internal ceasefire releases a quiet joy that shows in their every expression. When an INFJ has accepted who they are, they emit a serene beauty that defies the physical boundaries of age. While many people grow rigid as the years pass, INFJs remain fluid, always reshaping themselves to align with deeper truth. They are like rivers, forever moving, never stagnant. When life asks them to release old dreams or identities, they do so with grace, trusting that new meaning will rise from the ashes. This ability to flow rather than resist keeps their spirit supple. You can feel this flexibility in the way they carry themselves, open, grounded, and curious. Their energy feels light, adaptable, and alive, which gives them the youthful vitality that so many lose when they cling too tightly to what was. INFJs are also deeply intuitive about self-care in a way that transcends trends. They may not chase external beauty rituals, but they intuitively understand what their body and mind need to feel balanced. They notice how different foods, environments, and even people affect their energy. They honor their need for rest when the world glorifies exhaustion. They create quiet rituals, morning tea, evening journaling, walks in nature, that become sacred anchors for renewal. These gentle rhythms restore their nervous system and keep their energy calm and luminous. While others burn themselves out chasing validation, the INFJ quietly restores their vitality through intentional living, and that mindful balance shows in their glowing presence. Their mind also plays a significant role in this reverse aging. INFJs are thinkers, dreamers, and philosophers at heart. They keep their intellect alive not through forced effort, but through constant curiosity about the world. They ponder human nature, explore ideas, read deeply, and engage with the mysteries of life. This mental agility keeps their neurons firing, their perspectives expanding, and their imagination alive. They don't allow themselves to be dulled by routine thinking or limited beliefs. Their mental freshness becomes mirrored in their demeanor. They stay sharp, articulate, and imaginative, which infuses them with a youthful, vibrant energy that transcends the years written on their skin. With each decade that passes, they shed more ego, more fear, and more pretense. What remains is authenticity, raw, gentle, and alive. This shedding of emotional weight makes them feel lighter with time. While others often grow burdened by regrets and what-ifs, the INFJ learns to view every experience as a sacred teacher. They carry lessons instead of baggage, wisdom instead of wounds. Their emotional maturity becomes effortless grace, and that grace translates to a kind of timeless beauty, one that cannot be imitated or explained, only felt. They often see themselves as part of something big and interconnected. This awareness allows them to move in rhythm with life rather than fighting against it. They admire the way trees shed their leaves and still remain alive, the way rivers carve through stone with patience, the way the sky shifts colors without fear of fading. They learn from these patterns. They begin to live cyclically, resting when needed, blooming when inspired, and surrendering when the moment calls for release. By living in this organic rhythm, they maintain balance between body, mind, and spirit, which keeps them inwardly young long after the years have passed. They cultivate gratitude not as a habit, but as a philosophy of existence. They see blessings in unlikely places, in struggle, in solitude, in endings that lead to beginnings. Gratitude keeps their heart expansive, open, and alive to beauty. It prevents stagnation of the soul and restores emotional vitality. People who live in gratitude emit a certain lightness, a warmth that no age can dim. In the INFJ, this gratitude becomes a subtle glow, an energy that makes people drawn to them without knowing why. They also have a unique relationship with pain that deepens their timelessness. INFJs do not avoid suffering. They walk through it and extract meaning from it. This capacity to find purpose within hardship keeps their spirit from becoming brittle. Every heartbreak becomes an initiation into deeper wisdom. Every loss becomes a lesson in empathy. Their pain refines them rather than corrodes them. You can see it in their eyes, the depth that only comes from surviving storms without losing softness. That paradox of strength and gentleness makes them ageless. They are weathered yet glowing, wise yet kind, aged yet perpetually alive. INFJs never lose the capacity for love, not the fleeting, romantic kind alone, but the universal love that sees the sacred in all things. They love people, ideas, art, nature, silence, and even life itself. They're the kind of souls who can sit quietly and feel connected to everything around them. That love, unconditional, expansive, and alive, keeps their soul perpetually young. It is love that recharges their being when exhaustion sets in. It is love that keeps them from growing bitter. It is love that keeps them moving forward with wonder still shining in their eyes. To other people, it might seem supernatural how INFJs seem to age in reverse. But the truth is simple. They age in reverse because they've learned the rare art of inner renewal. They cleanse their energy through reflection, soften their pain through empathy, and refresh their souls through solitude and purpose. The result is a kind of ageless radiance that no cream, no treatment, no filter could ever replicate. INFJs do not chase youth. They embody it. They're the proof that real beauty isn't about resisting time. It's about becoming more whole as time passes. And the more whole they become, the lighter, freer, and more luminous they appear. If you want to truly understand yourself and unlock your full potential as an INFJ, check out the INFJ Playbook today. The link is in the description of this video.